what happened with Keffals exactly? There was the war, and then there was the peace, and now is there war again? He said he's pro-Israel. He literally said on stream he hopes the genocide happens. I mean, that was obviously in jest. Not that we should be jesting about that, but that said,
yeah. Hold on. I'm sorry. Let me just.
He does not.
Let me correct the record real quick because you triggered me now. Okay. He's a gross person and hurt so many connections. Oh, and I hurt so many connections trying to fix that bridge.
What's news? Well, we're testing Twitter. So right now,
careful. We're testing X.
X. Sorry. God, why would he do this? I already know what it is. Okay.
Okay.
Do you know why X is being forced on us?
I do, but I'm going to say no so that you can explain.
Yeah, because I've already told you. Okay.
Well, the reason because the whole world knew. But go ahead. Yeah.
No, not everyone knows.
Yeah.
I know. It's because Elon Musk, a long time ago, bought X.com, and he's been holding on to it. And he's like, someday, I'm going to build the everything app, and he's forcing us on it. And it's just, man, it's wild. I can't believe abandoning the Twitter brand is like one of the craziest things to me of all time.
Pretty dumb. Yeah.
I don't see. Maybe I'm just missing some pieces of the puzzle. That's possible.
You're not.
You don't think there's like some master plan?
No,
like,
I don't think so.
Man, he has like video calling and audio calling. That is definitely what I want on Twitter at this point right now is that ability to have that going live.
Did you ever get on or did you hear anything about Threads?
Yeah, I went on it and it was like cool for 2 days and then it was dead. And you know why it was dead? Because fucking dumbass Mark Zuckerberg decided to launch it without a web version. I don't understand.
I can't tell sometimes, yeah, if I'm like out of touch or maybe like everybody really does use their phones. But man, yeah, not having a web version on launch was so annoying.
It's crazy.
But then I guess there are some things that do that. Like, no, actually, I can't think of anything right now.
Oh, Snapchat, I think, started without having a web version, right?
Did Instagram initially not have a web version? They might not have.
No, I don't think they did.
Or if they did, it was really stripped down and dog shit.
What would be another thing besides that? WhatsApp. I don't think they always had a web client for it. Anyways, yeah, no, it's crazy. Threads is, I think it's a ghost town now. The reason I didn't like it when I went to it, is it threads.com? Let's check it out. Nope, it's not threads.com. Wow. That's wild.
Wait, really?
Threads.com is owned by someone else, and they have a big ass thing there saying we're not associated with Instagram.
It's Threads.net.
There's no way it's Threads.net.
It is Threads.net.
What the fuck were these guys thinking? Okay, so anyways, I'm on here. Can I log into this? No, I can't because I forgot my shit. I can't. I didn't like it because it didn't seem like you could use it like Twitter. You know what's funny too? At that moment of time, this was when people were like, there was this moment. They were ready to abandon ship. And Mark Zuckerberg personally f***ed up completely. Like literally all you had to do was just make Twitter. You didn't have to change anything. You didn't have to reinvent the wheel. You didn't have to be like, oh, let's do this wild new thing. You just had to do Twitter again and not try to force it to be tied to my Facebook or Instagram account. That was it. Just make a standalone app and be like, hey guys, we made a Twitter clone. And that was it. And if you did that, I think if they just did that and nothing else, I feel like it would be bigger than. I
kind of disagree. I think that having it spun off of those platforms, I think was a good idea.
No, spun off. But I don't like the idea that like Twitter is cool because you can have people that have completely anonymous accounts. And I think the fear is that if you tried to do that with Facebook, that's like, I'm never going to be posting memes if it's tied to my Facebook or my Instagram. Like,
I disagree.
Really? I think it would be a totally different experience.
I think that Twitter initially was cool because of the novelty of having 180 characters and whatever, blah, blah, blah. But now I think Twitter is cool because it has a massive user base. And it feels like if you want to compete with Twitter, your number one hurdle is always going to be the massive user base. So trying to find a way to spin a new social media app off of a pre-existing user base like solves that issue. And then the interface is more or less copied from Twitter if you look at it, but not having any web browser, I feel like
wild.
Cuts you off from so much.
What would I have done? Me, the tech entrepreneur genius. So what I would have done is, first off, having a web version. Second off, not making it easy for people to leave the Twitter experience and come into this new experience at Facebook. You don't want to confuse them. You want to have them be able to come in there and be like, I know where everything is left. This is perfect. Yep, my keys are right over there. This is that. Don't confuse people. That's step number 2. Okay. Step number 3 is promote it in app for sure. Okay. But have it be separate. Not an Instagram login, not a Facebook login, but you can still promote it. Like as I'm browsing Facebook, you can pull up the latest threads from, whoever, whatever celebrities, right? And be like, follow this person. And it prompts you to go and create an account. And you can either optionally link it with your Facebook or your Instagram, or you can just go and create an anonymous account. Because I think that's an important part of Twitter, is that there's anonymous journalists or anonymous shit posters or whatever. But the anonymity is what makes Twitter, to me, very important. And if you...
I feel like I understand what you're saying, but...
that would have killed it. That would be
I don't think the
Twitter.
anonymity is as important as you think it is. I don't think that's a huge part of... I think that's like a thing that we care about, or like our corner that obviously you and me don't. Yeah, I don't think that most people care about it that much. I think if they would have launched it with the opportunity to click a button on Instagram and make a Threads account, I think that's fine.
Yeah, they did do that.
Well, no, don't you have to have an Instagram account?
Well, you did.
That's what I mean. I'm saying if you could launch it like that, but then also the ability to go to Threads and make an account that's not tied to Facebook or Instagram, I think could have helped. Yeah.
I feel like if they did like 2 or 3 different things, that was guaranteed like Twitter was dead at that point. Like people were going to go and they were going to switch to this because they were scared.
I don't think anything is really guaranteed. You have to keep in mind that like it's really one thing that's really difficult. It's always easy to evaluate in retrospect, but it's very difficult to predict where consumers will move on a thing. And consumer sentiment is like the least reliable in the world. Really great examples are that if you would have polled people back when iPhone came out initially, or not initially, when iPhone was the first phone to eliminate the headphone jack, right? If you would have polled people on that decision, probably. I think the majority of consumers would have said that was a nightmare.
Yeah, but I still don't like that, though. I think personally,
that's fine. But you're in the vast minority. Think so? Absolutely.
You think
nobody gives a fuck about headphone
I want to do a live DGG poll real quick.
Okay.
I would do a Twitter poll, but /vote. Do you miss the headphone jack? Yes or no? There we go. All right, so we're gonna get live results on this, but. I would have it back. I think it was, it's in their quest for thinness and their quest for minimalist. I hate it. It's one of the number one things I hate about Teslas, actually, in particular. Boy, this is like a very Elon-centric stream. But that said, is just, I want just physical buttons sometimes to do shit. I don't want to be like, how do I open the glove box? Oh, you go into settings, scroll down a little bit, go into sub-settings, look for furniture, and then click the open glove box button. It's like, just put a button there, man. Like this is wild. That shit. That's, by the way, how you open the glove box.
Jesus.
There is no button. You have to go into the settings and do it.
I still have problems like opening the doors and on the outside and the inside pisses me off still.
Yeah, like
I don't know why you would literally reinvent the door handle.
Yeah.
Every single time I've gotten out of an Uber, they're like, okay, you have to push the button and then do the thing to open.
Because they don't want you. Well, that part is the to keep the window from breaking the weather stripping.
No, but other cars do that as well.
How do they do it?
Usually on a normal car where the window goes up in a thing, as soon as you open the handle, it comes down a little bit.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Huh. And I'll say that Tesla's also, it gives you this really bad behavior of just like walking away. Like if you have an electric car, a Tesla, and a non-Tesla, you will start like walking away with your car still running. Your other car, your gas car, like because
the Tesla auto shuts down.
Yeah, you just walk and leave the Tesla with your phone, and like with your gas car, like you're gonna be like, holy shit, I just left my car on for like the last few hours. Anyways, yeah, no, I feel for sure like there was a term. I mean, because no one talks about Threads. That's a dead fucking social network. When I say dead, I probably mean one of the largest social networks there is, but like I never hear anyone talk about it.
Yeah, I have no idea. It could also be that it just doesn't exist in our domain. Maybe people do use it elsewhere.
Like sports or something like that?
Maybe, I don't know. But I think that the biggest issue for Twitter is like, even though people are doomsday about it, you never really know what consumers are going to do because they can talk a bunch of shit about a thing but still use it forever, right? Like, could you really have predicted, people talk shit about fucking Skype for like 5 years or more, but like, could you really predicted that Zoom would have come in and completely supplanted it? As the telemark or telecommunications fucking.
I feel like I've said this before. Like I feel like you should find who's on the executive management team of Skype and never hire any of those people ever. Like anyone who was working there the last 5 years. But then people they bitch and they moan. They say, Dan, have you heard about Teams, Microsoft Teams? And I was like, have you heard about Discord? Have you heard about the fact that 5 years ago, maybe a little bit before that, everyone used Skype. That's what I used when I was talking with Steve. That's what you were using when you were messaging with someone, was Skype. You weren't using Discord or anything else. You were using Skype.
Yeah.
And they fucking completely threw away the entire consumer market for I don't know why. They forced this god awful update, Skype 8, and then that was it. That was the end of the show. That no desire to compete, no nothing.
Yeah, I would have to go and look at it. It feels, I don't really know in terms of like performance impact on your machine, but it feels like a heavy app. Like if you've ever used Skype, it feels like the interface, like when you're clicking through and shit, it's like pretty laggy. There's like a lot of like web loading shit going on. Like it feels way heavier than Discord. And it wouldn't surprise you if it was the other way around. Yeah, I don't understand what the is Skype, man.
It's wild. I feel like they relied for so long on the peer-to-peer part.
Oh.
Like they were so like, we're peer-to-peer, and like that was like such a cool part.
Give a about that?
Yeah, nobody gives up. But back in the day, remember, that's why Skype was successful when it first came out. Yeah, because bandwidth costs were insanely prohibitive back in the day. Like back when Skype came out,
maybe
if you wanted to do a video call with someone, like, normally most other people would be routing that through their data center and then to you. And there was a real cost.
Yeah, I understand, because it's hard to remember this, but bandwidth and storage used to actually be considerations back in the day.
Oh, for sure.
And now bandwidth and storage online are free.
Yeah, no, it's a different world on that front. Yeah, man, it's a major throw by Microsoft, but still hard to believe. I think they're the biggest company right now, right? Number one market cap, or is that Nvidia? Have they taken over Microsoft?
The biggest companies are kind of memey right now, I think.
You think so?
It feels like it. Like Apple has good fundamentals because that iPhone somehow fucking sells like crazy. But
I feel like I want to short Apple. You know why?
Why?
Because I've had zero desire to get a new iPhone, I think, since the 12. None of the features have compelled me. What is it? And it's not like a lack of like having money to do it. Like, what's really going to compel me to go and get the latest iPhone?
I think the issue is that if I had to guess, so we kind of joked about this happening with computers a long time ago, not expecting it would happen. But I genuinely feel that probably for like about 8 years, even in gaming, like computer hardware is like overkill. Like for almost a decade now, I feel like computer hardware has gotten like insane. And I think it's probably getting to a similar point with phones where what the doing with your phone that like an iPhone 11 isn't fast enough. Like I think all of the updates that are happening now are going to be feature related or, like different types of applications or whatever else. It's going to be stuff that's not tied intrinsically to the hardware of a phone. Things like there are some hardware improvements. So like better screens, I think, are important. Better batteries, like 120 hertz interfaces. Do you know if the iPhone 15 is 120 or 60 or?
I think now it has the adaptive. I know the watch, I believe, has adaptive refresh, and I think the iPhone.
This must be 120. I think the iPhone 15 is 120, right?
Yeah, I think now that it's that or it's like 100. Like
or whatever.
That's
it's over 60.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like 90 plus or something. Yeah.
But I think it's adaptive. So like when you're doing nothing, it slows down.
Yeah.
Like on the lock screen. But when there's motion, it can go and do more, which is cool. So yeah, I'm just trying to think what is a feature that you think that would make you upgrade to the newest iPhone? Like what?
I just like it because I'm rich.
Yeah, but
I don't care otherwise. Yeah. Would I see if I was on a budget and I had to think about upgrading? I don't know if I would have even upgraded for my iPhone 11. I'm not sure.
Like I think about this. Back in the day, there was really compelling reasons to eventually upgrade to your phone as it went on. So like number one, I think, was the introduction of a front-facing camera. Like that was like, okay, this makes sense for video calls. How did you not have this for so long?
And the cameras were meaningfully improved. Like dipshits in chat. And people today will fight between like, the Samsung is better than the Pixel.
They don't know. They weren't there.
But the reality is that like, if you have like a phone like 5 generations old and you're taking pictures, it's probably fine. Like you're 99%
you remember
of
how
people are
bad
going to
the
know
photos were though on like the first iPhones. That shit was,
I don't remember, but I'm sure they were horrible.
Okay.
I didn't have the first iPhone, but I know like from the early cell phones they were memes.
Yeah, they were not
basically.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just I'm trying to imagine a feature that would have me upgrade, and let's see. I don't know. Like, I feel like the main obvious meme thing that they're going to do is they're going to be like, AI is built in.
Whatever.
And I don't know if I care. I don't use Siri at all. Do you?
No.
I don't use it at all.
Or Alexa or any of the talking dudes.
No, the only thing that I use kind of like that is I use dictation to type text.
Which you should actually.
Yeah.
Reckful shouted at me about that, and I use it sometimes, but I actually feel really self-conscious. I don't know why. Even when I'm in my car alone, I feel self-conscious talking to my phone.
No, I don't feel that at all.
It just feels stupid. I don't know why, but yeah, you should. It's super helpful.
It's fast too.
And it's good.
Yeah.
It generally picks, and if it's like 1 or 2 errors off, like if you're speaking like a full ass like 2 paragraphs to somebody, it's quicker to go back and change like 1 or 2 things than to try to sit here and your phone. Yeah.
But don't be the persons that send voice notes. Okay.
No.
Don't.
If you're already talking into your phone, just do dictation.
Yeah. Like don't.
When I'm talking to somebody in that 57 seconds, I'm like, bro, come on, why are you doing this?
You know who did it to me most recently?
Who?
Erudite.
Not good. She did it to me as well.
Oh man, she's an offender.
I am looking for another co-owner, by the way, of my company.
Offender of doing that.
She is a voice note offender.
There's people that do it, and they just don't. You know what it is?
And you can't even 2x speed it.
You can't. There's nothing you can do. It's
you have to suffer through it.
Let me just stop and listen to what you had to say in your cadence. And when they say it to you, it's like, I want you to know exactly what I was saying and how I felt when I said it. It's like. Friend,
and they'll waste the first 10 seconds of apology. We're like, hey, sorry, I didn't mean to send a voice note, but I just wanted to have you It's like in all the movies when you sit down and the person's like, I'm going to talk to you about how I'm going to torture you and blah, blah, blah. And that's what I feel like when I get a minute-long voice note. And I'm like, fuck.
Just type it.
True. One of the nice things about the Pixel, Apple is finally doing this with the voicemails, is the transcription shit is really nice.
Oh
my God. On the Pixel phone, I don't think Apple's do this yet or iPhones do this yet, but on the Pixel phone, if you get a call, you can click the screen button. You can do this like 1 or 2 generations ago, and then have it read like, this person, Steven, is not available right now. And then you can see the text. So there's like, hey, I'm calling from whatever, blah, blah, blah. Or he's like, hey, it's mom, or hey, blah, blah, blah. Like, and I can choose to pick it up or not. Oh my God.
There was a demo. I think Google did it. It was a while back. It was the sickest demo. I think it was faked though. And it was their AI assistant. And it was just basically like, hey, retard, make me an appointment for a haircut tomorrow. And then like the app actually found the place that this person went to get
I feel like I watched this demo. Was this Apple or was this Android?
I think this was Google.
Okay, I thought it was Google. Yeah.
And I was just like, this is completely staged. This will never work. This is bullshit across the board. And of course, we still don't have that functionality today. And also, I would never trust it. I think the problem is that with AI and all this stuff today is I see how often it fucks up the simplest shit, and it's like I am never going to trust this with anything of like true value. Like basically, it's like it's good to get like a
template or a first draft, or
it's good for a first draft, but anything after that, like you can't let it go. I can't be like, hey Siri, call
schedule my colonoscopy appointment.
That is never happening, like ever. That is never ever happening because I have zero faith. It's going to be like I'm going to get delivered like a thing of a dozen roses the next day.
Why?
What?
Why is Siri asking me, when should I schedule it for? What did I just say?
No, I did it. See? I can. How wild is that? Just put cancel.
Schedule it for tomorrow. What is it scheduling right now?
A colonoscopy.
Wait, how? What is it possibly doing right now?
It's just putting it on your calendar, probably.
The ball is... Oh.
It's thinking.
Hey, Siri, what did you just do? I didn't know this shit was turned on. I don't even have volume. Okay, Jesus. I don't even know this shit was on my computer. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Oh my God. Imagine how many people have us right now. We have the ability. Hey Siri, Alexa, turn off the lights. I feel like true. I just fucked with a lot of people right now. Sorry. Okay, anyways. So some interesting stuff has happened in the last week. Anything in particular that piques your curiosity?
I don't know. All of my time's been going into podcast scheduling, studio building and planning, and Israel trip.
It's a lot of work, isn't it? People don't think it is, but it's a lot of thinking. A little bit. It's the hard part for me is doing 2 full-time jobs, I think, or at least the one, because there's a lot. I think it would be easy to do all of this, but it's like also trying to stream on everything on top of it. Yeah, like
if I was just doing this full time without streaming, I would have a ton of hours to do everything, but that's okay,
Yeah, you work a lot at this point. How many hours a day do you think you're streaming at this point? If you're averaging
I try to stream 8 hours a day, but realistically, I've been starting later doing other stuff. over the past few days, or a couple weeks, really. But yeah,
And you have a very cute cat that I saw on camera today.
His name is Honey. Yeah.
Honey.
Yeah.
I was thinking for my next cat, because I hate that this is very morbid.
Oh,
and
no.
Also,
One is going to die soon?
well, he's super old.
How old is he again?
Like 17.
Okay, pretty
But he's
old.
also like, the do you want when I look at him? I'm like, I want you to die so I can get another cat.
You can just get another cat?
No, my wife says that only 2. Says when you cross into 3 cats, that becomes like crazy person territory.
She doesn't know about the Wanderer.
No. Well, she does. But that doesn't count.
Why not just get a cat and make it an outdoor cat? Maybe you're another Wanderer.
Because then it's your like this cat is technically not my responsibility.
Get your neighbor another cat and just have it come over to your place.
Just like here's a third.
You could be
cat.
like the cat paradise. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I would like to meet more outside cats and have them hang out. And I've tried, doing like little noises and little cat treats. But I think my neighbor's cat just can, fights away anything that gets like within a block of the territory. He's like the king shit around there. So,
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I think that's what outdoor cats do, right? I don't think they normally share territory, do they?
No, I don't think so. Well,
when I was in,
some can be chill, actually.
So when I was apparently in Europe, they don't give a fuck about their wildlife, and they all have outdoor cats. And I remember that Melina's mom lives in like a row of houses, and all of them have outdoor cats, and it's also expected that you let everybody's cat roam in anywhere. So they would leave their doors open, and the neighborhood cats will just like come in and out of the house. And sometimes they like jump off like trees into like the upper floor, and they just do that.
That's
like
awesome.
I remember I came in and I was looking, and I was like, wait, is this one of your mom's cats? She's like, oh no, I think that's like a neighbor's cat, just like eating the food here. And then the other cat came in and they looked at each other and they just like walked by, and I was like, I don't know why or how, if European cats are just different, or if that's normal in Europe or in Sweden, or
they're just like, yo, what's up? What's good? No, that's awesome. Israel, you're going to find out, has a lot of outside cats.
Really?
Probably the most I've ever seen in any country, in Tel Aviv. They're just out, their cats are just chilling everywhere. That's what gave me my idea for the cat walking tour. You go on a very unique tour, you want to have a tour of Tel Aviv, and then
Following
you stop.
the cat?
You're not following the cat. You're going and seeing different cats that are waiting at specific locations because you're going to give them treats when you go there. And these cats happen to be at unique
important places.
Exactly. Right. That's $1 billion. Well, probably not $1 billion idea. Maybe not even $1 million idea. It's definitely in the thousands.
It's like mom's kids went to school and she wants to start a small business in her free time. That kind of idea.
You could make
pocket change. Good pocket change.
Could you syndicate this across countries in different, and you would be like, how they have the double-decker buses that go across every city, and they're all what's the name of that fucking company that does that? The 2-story buses, the
Greyhound?
Not fucking Greyhound, man.
In London, they just have double-decker buses, but it's not like a special thing.
It's like a tourist bus. Fuck, I'm never gonna.
Megabus?
Not Megabus. The fuck?
What?
Megabus.
You know what that is?
No, but it definitely is not like a tourist. It's like
Gang
a
bus.
hop on, hop off. Shit.
I don't know. There's that shit in New York City and like England.
They're all owned by. It's probably some public company.
Venga bus?
Big Bus. I think that's it. Yeah, Big Bus. That sounds right. I don't know, but I'm sure there's.
Imagine like the turf fighting when like another cat like company wants to move in, and then the cats like fight each other, and
no, but they would be. Yeah, they wouldn't be chill, actually.
Exactly. It'd be turf wars.
Yeah, because not only are the owners going to be fighting with the other owners,
The cats are going to be fighting.
The cats. Oh
so
my God.
you would basically, the way that the meta would work is like 15 years after this business has started, you'd go to feed the cats, and the little boy would ask, why does the cat look like that? Because all the cats would be like roided out, like massive like things. And like, well, you see, 15 years ago when the other cats came and started fighting, only the biggest, most fucking jacked cats.
It's like evolution. The cats are there like, the fuck you want?
Exactly, yeah.
They're like fucking pumping iron as you come
Yeah,
by.
well, it might be. You've got like knives tied to their fucking like wrists or whatever.
Yeah, that'd be sick. All right. Speaking of cats and pussy in general, what else has happened in the world? What do we have today, and for interesting stuff that's happened? One thing I know of is that there's a pretty poggers video for us to react to, which is of
Dave Rubin.
Dave Rubin?
Dave Rubin calling out my boy.
Yeah.
What do you have to say? Pull it up. Dan, Lycan.
All right. You guys ready?
Always.
Jamie's more known than Dan, right?
Of course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Sorry.
Everyone knows young Jamie.
You don't want to be a Jamie, though.
No, I want to be goddamn Lycan.
All right.
trip. Oh my god. Normally, whenever me and Melina would travel, we would usually only do cuck stuff for a single night. But because Nim, I guess she really wanted like somebody who was like Eastern and had like a 15-inch or whatever, because it's like 4 times bigger than mine. I had to do it for 4 nights. They would lock me in the corner of the room, and I would be getting cucked over and over and over again. It's a brutal trip.
Do you know who this person
real
is?
quick?
Yeah. Do you know? So this guy, this Destiny guy, I guess.
Okay, that was all right. You got to be faster with a pause. So there's two. Oh my God, kitty cat pause. Yes. I feel like that was definitely a meme that I had at one point. Anyways, that said, he either realizes it's real, that it's not real, and he's going with it, or he doesn't. What do you think looks worse to him? For him. So either he believes that statement was not sarcasm.
They probably looked at it and they're like, it could be memes, it could not be memes, but like our audience doesn't care. We need to film video and like we can make fun of it, so who cares? Yeah.
So who is this other person here?
I have no idea. Whoever he does content with, I don't know.
All right, press play.
So I really don't know much about him. He's supposedly like he's a liberal, but he's like non-woke or something. And because everyone's always trying to find a not insane liberal, I guess that's like his lane because he's not completely insane. But his thing is that he likes other dudes to his wife. So who's to say what's sane? You know, but
put 1.5x speed too as well, sir. You know, and before you press play, I feel like I have to do clarifying for you because you don't do it for yourself. You just let the memes go on.
I do. I hate it, but I love it at the same time. Being locked in the corner and having to watch all 15 inches of railroad dick.
Here's my understanding. My understanding, and that's a Steve Dank Memes thing to start out with. But not my understanding, but my understanding is that you could fuck whoever you wanted to, and you did. A woman.
None of that matters.
Though. I know that none of that matters.
Yeah.
But it's not. See, I feel like there's a difference in the getting cucked versus just I fuck whoever I want and she fucks whoever she wants, and that's it.
Well, you would call one as an open relationship and the other is like
but that doesn't sound as good though.
But I think it started. I thought it was later, but apparently under the Trump stuff, like the cuck hunting became obsessive, where everything became cuckoldry and everything became cucking and So that's just
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what the obsession and focus on it is like really weird, especially from a guy that like takes it up the ass as a conservative and like rents womb time in another woman's body so they can adopt a kid into a two-father family.
That. He could be the top.
What?
You don't know that. He could be the top.
I absolutely know that.
You have no idea.
There isn't a single man in the world that would bottom for this guy. Trust me.
I feel like we're doing a lot of assuming right now, but that's fine. All right, you can press play. Let's keep going.
But I guess they got divorced since, right? You're not going to believe this, Aaron. They're not married anymore.
I'm shocked.
Spoiler.
No way. No, I did see a video, I think, of him recently, and I thought it was a joke. And so seeing this again, I thought it was his like ish kind of thing. But apparently, I guess that's real. I've never met a couple where when this is what they're doing, that they actually stay together forever and end up happily ever after. It's always the beginning of the end. But also, he's
Grandpa, what was the secret to your 75 years of marriage? Oh, well, I used to have a YouTuber watch me bang other. It's so insane.
The secret was that I let your mom cuck me the whole time, and that's what kept us together. I can't imagine. It's so crazy, honestly. And I wonder, was she the one suggesting it, or was he the one encouraging it? Because in that video, he seems upset. He's talking about how difficult it was, but maybe he enjoys the self-infliction of pain.
Before they talk,
sorry,
that they can't hear anything.
Well, it would be nice if I had a mouse.
Sure. Okay. I'm just saying. Yeah.
I could do that.
My favorite thing usually when people talk about my relationship stuff is that I feel like there's a lot of fantasizing that goes along because like I could understand if somebody was saying like, oh, like this guy does like weird cuck shit or whatever, and I don't like this, or like, oh, this guy does like weird, these guys have like weird sexual degeneracy. It's like weird,
sure,
and that's it. But when they're like, so what were the conversations like? Did the girl like suggest it, and he was like, he didn't really want to do it, and like the girl kind of like made him, and he like, and he was like in the corner, like when they start going on, like, my mind is like, are you thinking about this a lot, or have you seriously considered this? Or because they have like this way more fleshed out version, and all of it, by the way, is being made up by them because I don't do any of this. So none of this is like coming from anything they've seen of me. It's all coming from material that they've consumed when they've got like this whole narrative built about like my cuckoldry adventures and negotiations, and that's very funny to me to imagine like how much time they spent thinking about it.
Also like I feel you weren't insane about it. So what you could have done is you could have been like, hey, Melina, listen, I'm just gonna fuck other women, and you're gonna be okay with it.
Jesus.
There was a world where she may have been like, okay, that's fine, but you come home to me. I mean, that's really like the Tony Soprano vibe that people have, right? Is that they have their wife, and then they have their goombas on the side, right?
I haven't watched The Sopranos, but go ahead.
But well, anyways, that was the term of what it was. But instead, you're like, I'm a sociopath. Have you been diagnosed as being a sociopath, psychopath?
No, and Dr. K said I wasn't. So, you.
Well, he doesn't count. He believes that like your chakras can get out of alignment.
Well, they're not for me.
Oh boy.
I have non-sociopathic chakras that are totally in alignment.
Oh yeah, were all the fucking ants drinking from the right side of the fucking piss pile or whatever?
I don't know what the fuck that means.
He was going off on some bullshit about how 500
to
years
determine
ago,
diabetics or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. You were basically along the lines of like, you can f whoever you want. I'm going to f whoever I want. And at the end of the day, we'll be together and that's it. But they don't focus on that. They, of course, only focus on the fact that, your wife is fucking someone else.
Yeah. And I'm watching crying.
And you're watching. But you were never there, of course.
We didn't.
That would be awkward.
I wouldn't be opposed to doing a male-female threesome. We just haven't ever done one.
Yeah. Sure. Fine. A lot of people do that. But they all assume every event was like that.
Yeah. And that is
every single time.
And not every threesome is like cuckoldry as well.
You're in the
right?
corner
like just
jerking off
or not jerking off because you're flaccid and crying the whole time.
Yes.
Or are you jerking off for cuckoldry? I don't remember. Are you supposed to be super erect and excited, or are you supposed to be ashamed and not erect?
You're getting excited because your wife is getting fucked by someone else.
But for the extreme cuckoldry stuff, there's a big humiliation aspect that goes into it as well.
Oh.
I don't know if you're supposed to be, but maybe you're supposed to be turned on by the humiliation. I'm not sure. Maybe it goes both ways. Who knows?
It is good. It's very. Anyways, all right. Press play.
I don't get it. I'm also confused because it looked like he had a gun in his background too. So he's like you're saying like he's like a one of those mixes where he like likes 2A but is against common sense, or like I don't know what's going on in that clip. But society is definitely just unwell when you're able to put this.
It's like they can't understand the fact that like I want to have guns, but also don't hate gay people.
Because it's on my share I talk about this, it's the constellation of beliefs. Like if you like guns, then you also have to be all these other things that they have, because they can't imagine that you could arrive at liking guns in any way other than this like weird idea of being opposed to the government and all institutions and supporting Trump and Tate and hating the vax and supporting Brexit. And like it's all of it is like wired together. So if they see somebody like blue hair or somebody's like bi or whatever and also has guns, it's like, oh my God, he must be a contrarian, or there's no way that, because in their world they can't account for minds like that because they're retarded.
Why? Where is the centrist candidate? It'll just never happen, right? Is that in our lifetime? Will there be a centrist candidate? Do you think?
Probably not.
I don't think so either.
But it's weird because centrism is like an aesthetic to these people. Like these people would call themselves centrist. Both of these people would probably call themselves centrist.
Well, no, obviously not. I mean,
you don't think so?
No, I mean, I don't know. They might call themselves that, but obviously neither of them is. Like a centrist would be.
Well, yeah, but that's the whole thing. They never are.
Like let's talk about like common sense shit that like is really divided. Okay.
Sure. It's a bad word, but go ahead.
What?
Anytime somebody says common sense, it's also retarded. Like she said, like, oh, he must be anti-common sense. But
okay.
I know what you mean.
To me, like common sense is like banning AR-15s does fucking nothing. And it's bullshit.
Sure. Fact-based analyses of things.
Right. So gun shit, there's so many guns in America, just fuck off. Like banning AR-15, this legislation, like, yeah, fine, no machine guns. Okay. Or if you're gonna have a machine gun, you better be stupid rich. And actually that's a great thing. Even right now with machine guns, so you're a rich guy, if you want to go buy a machine gun, I believe you can't get any machine gun that was made after 1986, regardless of how much money you have, unless you become like a dealer, and then you have to go through all the shit. We should let you go buy a brand new fucking like MP7. We should. And there should be a stupid tax attached to it. It should be like a $10,000 tax if you want to go buy an MP7, and that money should be going towards whatever, I don't know, something. But we don't do that. Instead, it's just, the loophole. Oh, you can just go and get like, 1986 Mac 10, and that's fine. But God forbid you get a 1987 AR-15 or something. So
I feel like most of the more esoteric gun laws are kind of like just wacky. Like a guy walks into a mall and you're like, oh my God, is that a short barrel rifle? Oh, thank God, never mind, it's not. Or like, it's not cut. Like, there's just, who the fuck cares?
No one.
Or like, holy shit, that guy's got a 15-round mag. Oh no, it's only a 10-round mag. Thank God, we're safe.
Oh my God,
like,
he's only going to kill 10 people.
There's 11 of us. We're good.
Yes.
Most of the gun stuff.
So that to me is like a common sense thing. What is the other common sense thing? I guess it gets a little bit wild. Man, what's another good one that like drives people fucking wild? gay people? Did the Republicans,
I
are
don't
they
know if
okay
care.
with gay
It's
people
trans
now?
people. That's what drives them crazy. Although that's a more difficult topic to wade through.
Yeah, it is.
The border stuff was pretty easy. We need to change a lot of the asylum seeking stuff.
Sure.
but-
So the border shit, my completely dumb take, because I don't know anything about politics, was that basically we're like, Republicans were like, we need to stop the fucking crazy shit at the border today. And then the Democrats were like, all right, here you go. Here's your bill. They'll stop the crazy shit today. And then they were like, hold on. No, we're trying to get someone elected. We're not going to sign that bill.
More, yeah. But you're saying this like it was a conspiracy. That was like outwardly stated. Like that was the explicit statements from politicians. And that
Well,
bill was
no, I don't think that's the case. I think that
It
if you
was
were
outwardly
to ask Dave Rubin or any of these other guys, they'd probably say something along the lines of, listen, if you gave us a clean bill,
They can say that, but like McConnell literally said, Donald Trump told us not to pass this bill.
that's fine.
Yeah.
But I feel like the way that these guys would argue against it is be like, hey, that was not a clean bill. That was just stopping
Oh,
this.
sure.
It
Yeah,
was
they might
asking for
post-hack
$1 billion for trans rights or something inside of it. And that's why we didn't pass it. You know, these Democrats are so sneaky. Yeah, that's
no, they did. They lie about it. Gorka did when he told me, he was like, yeah, it makes it so that 5,000 minimum can come in per day. And I was like, well, the goal was actually to set caps. So you're looking at like caps that they were trying to set and pretending that was their goal to bring in that many people per day. But okay, yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what else. But is there anything, any other like hot topic shit for like the centrist party, the radical centrist party that would like piss off Democrats? What else is there going to be?
For the radical, what do you mean by the radical centrist party that would piss off Democrats?
The omni liberals, if you will.
Us. I don't identify as centrist, so I never use that term.
I feel like I identify more as a centrist.
That's fine, but I would never do that.
You don't do it? It's not
Online-
cool enough.
It's not that it's not cool, it's that everybody that does it is retarded.
Oh, they've taken the word from
Yes.
you. You have to take it back.
No.
You've given up. You're letting them take
Yes,
it.
I don't ever bother. I'm center, left, far left, depending on what we're talking about. Yeah.
Property tax should be gotten rid of, I think.
Okay.
You agree with that?
No, but this all gets into really, really, really complicated funding mechanisms.
Yeah. I think property tax is probably something you should get rid of, and you should come up with a new taxing method. I have, of course, an idea for a new taxing system, but
I don't think your issue is even property taxes. I think your issue is just property taxes going to specific zip codes. Because if you have property taxes, like in Omaha, they tried to do one school district where they took all the property taxes and pooled them for the whole city, but people revolted and didn't want that. So.
yeah, of course, because here's the interesting question. All right, so first off, for those who are not understanding what we're talking about, property taxes are the main driver of the quality of the schools in your area, and it's pretty much the main reason that you would move to a specific zip code. And also, in some areas, you'll find that a house across the street is significantly less valuable than the one on the other side of the street. And that's because being in a specific zip code gets you access to a certain set of public schools that may or may not be funded with a lot of money. And you, of course, if you're going to send your kid to public school, you want to have it be a good public school. And it gets into a wild situation of how long has it been that property tax has been like this, and it's completely fucked up across the board. Because you have poor areas, and obviously there's not a lot of money in poor areas, so they have shitty schools, and it repeats a cycle and everything else along those lines. But the thought is this: voters vote on this, okay? It's really the tyranny of the majority on this thing. What can you do on this type of case? Like a good example would be like, I guess like Prop 13 in San Francisco, or Save Our Homes here in
Isn't that
Florida.
California?
Yeah, in California.
Prop 13,
Sorry. Yeah, Prop 13. It's called the third rail. Okay, you can't touch it. If you try to touch it as a legislator in California, they're going to vote you out. Prop 13 is a law that states that if you buy a home, your property tax can't go up by more than basically the amount of inflation every year. So by 3%. So if you bought a house 10 years ago for $500K and now it's worth $4 million. Your property tax is still going to be kind of based around like if it was worth like $600K or something along those lines. The question is, how do we deal with issues that need to be changed, that are obvious and apparent to everybody, but voters just don't want to do it? Are you just at that point? Like a good example of this would be a good example is to be property tax funding schools. It's a shitty.
You keep saying the property tax is the problem's not the property tax, just how it's distributed. Like this problem, you have
funding. I just said funding schools
because you would have problems with every single tax if they were that localized. Like if a sales tax,
so for instance, that's a bad idea. We know that's a bad idea. That it's inequitable.
Sure,
that's a rough word. But every voter will say, "F you, we're not doing it." And there's more voters that are old. The voters
I don't think there's anything you can do about
the
that.
The voters that matter are the ones that are older, that own their homes. And the ones that don't matter are like anyone under the age of 25 because you don't vote.
Yeah.
Like, you literally don't matter if you're on Twitter. I don't give a shit. So that said, people have done shit like that before in the past. The Supreme Court. I think at the time, people didn't want integration in schools. And they said, F you, even though every voter doesn't want this.
That's different.
Why?
Because it's not voted on. It's the Supreme Court.
So is the way that this would get passed is that someone would sue someone?
You'd have to find some unconstitutionality in
well, I guess that would be it. The idea that education. So you would sue someone, and then hope it goes to the Supreme Court saying that property tax funding schools is unconstitutional. Is that the way that gets solved? Since a voter
that would be a way to solve it, but I don't know legally if there would be any argument at all there to argue that states aren't allowed to decide how to fund their schools.
Interesting.
Like you're not talking about a protected class at all. You don't have like, is it strict scrutiny for racial discrimination? Like you wouldn't have this like analysis.
Well, that didn't exist back in integration, right? The strict scrutiny
levels of scrutiny for
there was nothing. Like
I'm just saying I don't think that you could say that because some like school districts are funded other ways, like it's unconstitutional. I doubt you do that.
Sure. I mean, you say unconstitutional. There was a time when like black people couldn't even vote, right? So like, and none of the white people were like, oh yeah, we want black people to vote. None of them did. And then
no, they did.
Really? What was the percentage?
Huge movements for suffrage.
What do you think the
I don't know what the percentage was, but I mean, the Civil War didn't happen because everybody was against black people. It's because we started to have like huge divergences in social opinion over it, right?
Interesting. Okay, let's get back to the cuck stuff. Press play, Lycan. The important
on
stuff.
The internet, and you're just telling everyone. It's one thing to do it. It's one thing to allow it to happen in your relationship. It's entirely another to advertise it.
Right.
And I guess I won't be surprised if he ends up dyeing his hair that weird yellow-white color we talked about yesterday. It's just a cry. It's just a cry for help, apparently.
It's just a funny idea. Like, so, okay, that you're married, right? And let's say in this case, and my guess is it was the wife was like, all right, you're not that attractive actually, and let me just get banged by some of these other guys. And the first time he heard it, he probably was like, well, I don't think that's a great idea, but he was like, oh, I want to make her happy. Let's try it. Then it happens once, happens twice, happens 3 times, and then it's like 4 years later, and you realize you are so down in the rabbit hole of insanity that you basically you can't stop or you get divorced. And apparently they are. It's so pathetic, man. My resume would not, or my life story would not say most traditional guy around, but I'm going to be the king. This is going to be 2055, and I'm going to be living in a castle with a gun just.
I'll join you in that castle.
Only shooting people on my property. That's what I meant.
Yeah, I bet
yes, you are welcome.
I bet I could wear the tutu in that castle.
Like
So that would work really nicely for me. But I will say also the people on the left who
like he just like made up like a whole fanfic about my life.
Yeah, I know. But they don't care to actually know. To them, it's just like
no, yeah. But I'm just saying it's funny that he has like a whole thing in his mind. Like, oh, like I bet he tried it one time and then he was like really upset, and then it was a second and third time, and then 3 or 4 years in, he probably felt like he was. And it's like this is all fantasy right now. It's all of this.
Yeah,
is fantasy.
It's fucking wild.
Yeah,
it's the craziest part about the whole thing is that they come up with a narrative that's like, oh yeah, Steve. He just likes his wife getting fucked, and he likes to watch.
Yeah,
and like that's it.
He's so deep in, and yeah. Also, by the way, he always pretends that he's like, oh, this guy is some blah blah blah. He's explicitly turned down conversations with me in the past because he says I'm too mean. By the way, so just as a heads up, he has done that.
I think that Dave Rubin seems. This is what you call sweeping, by the way. I feel like Dave Rubin would definitely be willing to have a debate with you under specific terms.
Absolutely not.
I think he would. It's just in the past, there's probably been not the correct situation. I feel like, if you could get the right aroma in the room, the whole thing, it could happen. I'm sure that something could be set up. He seems like a guy who's strongly convicted on his points and would definitely be willing to debate. With you?
He's not that kind of person. Like he lives in his own kind of media bubble. I don't think he does much content with almost anybody.
Okay, well, I just did like my best sweeping attempt, and you're like, no, he won't do that. Okay. That's fine. All right, what else do we have? Do I want to watch? All right, just fucking play through the rest of this, I guess, real quick.
encourage and are supportive of this kind of lifestyle, they're also the ones that totally shit on traditional marriage and people getting married young and having kids. And those people always poll extremely high on the happiness level. And I think society would be happier if we didn't have so many choices. And what I mean by that is this guy and his wife, they saw, like, instead of looking at their marriage and saying we need to fix this, and I'm not married, so I'm saying this and admittedly saying I'm not married, but I've had very long-term relationships and I never coached the guy I was with.
Right.
And so I have some experience with this. And I think if you have a relationship of any sort and you're looking at how do we make this stronger and better, then you find the way to do that and you become happier instead of looking at outside of the relationship, right? And seeing everything as an exit opportunity. So, I think people would just be happier if they were monogamous.
Can I just ask one technical thing? I'm not sure if you're going to know the answer to this. Maybe I ask you guys. But in this situation, when someone else is banging your wife, you're in the room watching, or can they just bang your wife elsewhere? Like, can you go make a sandwich, or you got to sit in the room and watch?
I think you have to watch.
They don't know. They don't know. God bless them, these innocent souls here. Do you know?
Well, in the clip, he mentioned that he had to sit and watch.
She knows.
So I'm only guessing.
She definitely knows. Also, you can tell she's been in the room.
This is where I have the fantasy. It'll never happen, and that's why I don't care saying it, because I would do this. That if I ever had a debate with Dave Rubin, it would start with, like, we shake hands, we're smiling, we sit down across from each other, and I'd be like, so I'm just so curious, like, when you get in the ass, do you do a full enema first, or do you take it out?
Okay.
No, we'll never talk. I never.
Yeah, great.
Yeah,
okay.
But,
this is never. So
it's never happening.
Okay.
But, like, again, this is a guy, he paid time for a surrogacy mother to, like, birth a child for him and his boyfriend. Like, it's just so wild to me that, and again, I don't have a problem with that, but he's a conservative.
Well, maybe he's just a good businessman and he realized that, like,
he's not a good businessman. He's a failing fucking loser.
I mean, he is, there's money here.
How many views do you think this video has on it?
What network is he part of? What the fuck is Tenet
This is
Media?
posted on
Dan,
Tenet
don't
Media.
look at the screen.
Take a
Guess.
guess.
Okay, if I had to guess,
Stop looking at the screen, because I'm going to lower it so I can check.
Well, no, wait, just wait for the
wait
guess.
to lower it, Lycan. Fuck.
No, wait, go.
This is a clip. This isn't a full video. This is a 5-minute video. If
Yeah.
I would have to guess, I'd say this has 50K.
Okay.
Is this on his network? This Tenet Media?
No.
Is it? This is like a play on the Christopher Nolan thing. All right, we're in suspense. You can press it.
4.7K.
Wow.
6 days old.
What is Tenet Media?
I think it's a thing funded. I thought Tim Pool promoted it initially. I don't know who funds it, but they've got, like, basically conservative influencers. I think the two biggest ones are Matt Christensen and Lauren Southern do media on this, but there's also people like Dave Rubin and a couple others that post on here. It's
All right,
not,
how many views does he normally get in a video?
Damn.
Oh my god! But he's posting a fuck
he gets
ton of
okay
content.
views, but he does, like, 1 to 5 minute videos.
No, he doesn't. That's fucking 5,000 views on something 5 hours
but
ago.
what I'm saying by okay views is his channel does, like, 10 to 12 million views a month, but it's because he's posting, like, 50 short, like, 1 minute clips every day. He spends the of his channel. Yeah.
So does he have, like, a actual studio or something along the lines?
He might. I'm sure he's got enough for that, but he's not. Yeah.
I mean, for posting every day, he's still getting, like, 411K 6 days ago, 335 6 days ago, 224 6 days ago, a 1.5
Yeah, but that's
million.
less than what Steve gets. So
Yeah, but he's posting them
I am better. Yeah.
like 4 a day. That's still a ton.
Yeah, that's fine. But I mean, still, it's like it's probably popular to shit on Steve. It's funny.
Should get more views than that.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
but he also probably appeals. He probably has a very, like, particular type of audience. It's a little bit shielded from, like, weird shit in my sphere. So him bringing
what
me
is
up
the
doesn't-
audience of Dave Rubin specifically? Because it's like,
It's my guess would be it's generally, like, center right people. I think.
but he's gay.
I don't think conservatives care as much about the gay shit anymore.
Really?
Now it's like the trans stuff is what they're hyper fixated on.
Look, this thing right here. That's where it's showing up now.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, fuck me. He got lucky then. Never mind. Apparently he is an owner of or part owner of Locals.
Oh.
So maybe he got really lucky on an acquisition, or he still runs it, or...
Okay.
Steve, does it ever bother you when these people come at you for the cuck shit that they're not actually talking about, like, what your relationship was like is nothing to do with cuckoldry?
No, I don't give a Hey, if you want to see the full episode of this, go to patreon.com/anything else for great content like this and more.
Yeah, you're missing 2 hours, dumbass.
Maybe.
This is only 1 hour. There's 2 hours more.
We have no idea how many hours.
All right, hold on.
Does it ever bother you when these people come at you for the cuck shit that they're not actually talking about, like, what your relationship was like is nothing to do with cuckoldry?
No, I don't give a even if it was, even if I did do cuckoldry, I don't think I'd care. It'd just be weird that they're talking about my sexual details.
I mean,
But
that's
no,
weird in general, but I mean, they're treating you like you're sitting in the cuck chair every time.
I don't care. I will do cuckoldry. I will now. I will practice it because I don't give a I don't care. Like, if you get off because you like to sit and watch your wife or girlfriend get by another dude, then God bless. Do it. Who cares? I don't give a No,
Hold
wait,
up.
but I just want to be. Hold on, wait. Hold on, no, wait.
Hold up.
I want to be explicitly clear.
Okay,
I don't
please
care.
clarify
I want to
that.
be explicitly clear. I don't care because if somebody's making weird attacks like this, they've already ran out of everything to say, and I have no respect for any of these people otherwise. And I'm not like trying to say that any sexual relationship I have is better than any other sexual relationship. Don't ever be confused. Hold on. Don't ever think that the reason why I don't care is because I don't practice actual cuckoldry. Okay? I don't give a about that. I will do it. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. If you're huge, at least 8 inches, BBC, black or Hispanic, DM me, okay? And I'll find some chick I like, and you can go fucking rail her all night. I don't give a about that. If I did do it, I wouldn't care. These people are retarded. Anyway,
All right.
go ahead.
I think we got enough clips to keep
Yeah,
conservative
don't
media
misunderstand me.
going
That it's
there
just because I'm not into
for a while
cuckoldry
now.
that I care,
Okay. Well,
or that I don't care. Yeah,
That's fantastic to know.
no problem.
Hey,
All right. Wow.
There's a note in here that says Dave Rubin is one of the few guests that has been blacklisted by Joe Rogan because of this debate.
Yeah, August had a whole bunch of shitty one to watch, but I haven't gone through any of it. But apparently, Dave Rubin is ultra f***ing ass mad.
We probably have some callers that are lined up. Or actually, you know what? You start getting the callers lined up, Brohan, and we'll go through it. As a reminder,
Reminded.
not for you, for everyone that's watching. If you want to call in and tell Steven, I guess that he's a cuck or that he's wrong,
True.
you can do so by going to anythingelse.gg and clicking the Discord link and then messaging, it's like DJ something, Propaganda PhD. That's who you need to message. And, you might be able to get on stream that way. Maybe. How does it feel that like a PG-13, actually a G streamer is basically shitting all over you and there's nothing you can do about it?
There was something I can do about it. I came out on top of these last engagements. I feel really
I don't know
good.
if you came out on top.
Absolutely, I
You
did.
certainly came out somewhere.
I came out absolutely on top. It was really rough for a while because I was super triggered and the cutie stuff went pretty far, but then he f***ed up. He overextended. He overplayed his hand.
Really?
And he got cheesecake. Yeah, he did because that lie was just so
Why would he do
stupid.
that? Why would he lie about that?
Everybody rewrites history with me.
Maybe
when
he
they don't
forgot.
Like me.
He
No, he
forgot.
didn't. No, because he's inventing. He's like, I offered him a thing, and then he said no, and I could tell because he was clout seeking. Blah, blah. He's like making up so much bullshit, and it doesn't make sense. Not to jerk myself up, but like I'm super polite to basically everybody I meet. Like I'm a pretty
That
polite
is true.
person.
You're
Yeah.
pretty. You're pretty.
So
nice
the idea
guy
that
to
I would
most
show
people.
up and say
even
no or some bullshit.
enemies
Yeah.
of the state, you give them a chance.
Yeah, I
so to
usually
speak.
do.
They do.
I was cordial to Keffals and Vaush, 2 people that have like done more fucking damage to my career than almost any other person. And
I want to say I've really tried to get Vaush to come on this show as hard as I could,
that's
and
never happening.
I offered to donate to a Palestinian
also
cause
never happening,
of his choice and everything else, but I understand it, and I don't.
It would not come that way.
It's. I think at the end of the day, you two just hate each other too much.
No, the end of the day is probably he's a bad faith, disingenuous hack fuck.
I don't.
Oh, did
Would
you see that?
Would you allow him to come on the show?
No,
You wouldn't.
no.
Really? So if
No.
I was like, hey, Vaush just wants to come on, he wants to sit right here next to me and talk with you, you'd be like, no.
If you genuinely wanted to set something up like that, I think it would be really funny to set up a surprise camera crew outside of another address and have him go to the door that's a wrong address and then watch out as he realizes that he flew to an entire
You
new
hate
city.
him that much.
Yeah, and then isn't going to have anything at all, and he knocks like 4 times and then walks away dejectedly
Well,
in
I
like
guess
whatever fucking outfit that he put on for the show with his hair all done up and his like fashion picked out, and then he walks
All right,
away
well,
in
I
sadness,
guess
and then we would be
I'm
doing
glad
another
that
show
this
live
didn't go
with the
through
camera
then.
feed like watching him and laughing at him at the exact same time. I would do that.
This is like serious levels of hatred. that
Yeah,
you
no
have.
shit. He's an evil, horrible fucking piece of shit.
Evil?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Evil.
Yeah, he's engaged in like insane levels of character assassination, like deliberate character assassinating over the course of
Well,
years.
you're the enemy for him.
Yeah, that's fine. That's called being evil. If I'm the enemy, we're supposed to be both Americans.
Right, but he thinks that you're. What would he think?
He doesn't. Whatever you're about to say, you're fucking wrong.
You don't even. What about? I'm about to say what you're thinking. So you're wrong.
You're going to say something like he thinks that you're against some right or some ostensibly like progressive goal or objective that he has. And no, that's not true. He just doesn't like me. And he like, because he doesn't like me because he knows that he can get like credit in certain areas for not liking me. He'll whatever the fuck crazy unhinged attacks or whatever.
Wait, so who do you think was more evil towards you, Keffals or Vaush?
Vaush, because he's smarter and knows better. Keffals was way more emotionally driven. Vaush was way more intentional.
He's a smart dude.
He's decently smart. He's smarter than fucking Hassan, yeah?
So what happened with Keffals exactly? Well, like there was like there was the fucking manifesto There was the war, and then there was the peace, and now is there war again?
Keffals is gone. There's not any war to be had, I don't think.
Okay. But that is the current state of affairs.
With what?
With the Taliban. Marching orders.
There's nothing to war against.
So you're saying it's like we've conquered those lands and that there's nothing of
It's like Al Qaeda exists as like a tiny fucking dot in South Yemen, but like, we're not gonna. No, I'm saying the actual Al Qaeda like exists. Yeah, it's not. No one cares. Like that. Like yeah, Keffals is. The thing is that like I got banned because of a really stupid feud that a bunch of crazy trans people decided to dole up on Twitch, and then after that I wrote my manifesto, and nobody really cared that much except a lot of her like kind of trans community stuff, and I think that the blowback from that and then her personal life caused her to like recede out of the public eye, and then she did her drug rehab shit or whatever the she's been doing, and then she tried to come back, and I guess maybe I was a useful tool for that, to like apologize to me and come back through progressive victory. But for whatever reason, like she burned so many bridges trying to figure out what she wanted to be. Like when she was against me, she was like super with the trans communities and everything, but then she's also like kind of a shit poster shitlord, so then she also like made enemies with all those people, and then she tried to come back and kind of be friendly towards me, but then was trying to get in also with some like anti-Israel progressives, and then just like everything is, she's just like all over the fucking place.
Keffals definitely seems like they're like going for kind of your vibe a little bit, which is like a what's a dirtbag leftist? Is that what it is? The Bill Maher a little bit?
Yeah, the bread tubers, they called them that, like Hassan and them, yeah.
Is that? No, I don't think they call Hassan that.
I think he was part of that. Vaush was definitely part of that. It was basically it was like leftists that were like wanted to be bad boys. I would have been like the precursor to that movement, yeah.
Interesting.
The prototypical or the prototype. There's a name. Progenitor?
Prodigal.
Prodigal?
Prodigal.
Not prodigal. I think it would be the
prodigal son.
No.
What is that? Hold on. What do you think it means? Prodigal.
I don't know, but the word I'm looking for is like it's like progenitor, I think. I think it's progenitor is what I'm looking for.
Wow, this is not the word. What do you think prodigal means?
If I had to guess, prodigal, I don't know. Somebody that was lost and came back. Isn't that what the prodigal son is?
Maybe I'm not spelling this right. Okay.
Or like the first of something?
One who has returned in absence is the...
Oh, there you go. Boom.
I have one who spends or gives lavishly and foolishly.
That's the first part, but I think the second part is more...
I don't have a second part. My Google results are different.
Why?
Well, because Google does that.
Spending money or resources freely, having or giving something on a lavish scale.
Oh, wait, what is a monitor? What am I looking at here? Monitor. Okay, monitor. Pull it up. Destiny is defending genocide. And do you regret fixing that bridge? He said he's pro-Israel. He literally said on stream he hopes the genocide happens. I mean, that was obviously in jest. Not that we should be jesting about that. But that said...
Yeah, hold on. I'm sorry. Let me just...
He does not hope...
Let me correct the record real quick because you triggered me now, okay?
Okay.
So prodigal does mean like spending or being wasteful.
Okay.
Right?
Sure.
But when you talk about like a prodigal child,
yes,
the idea is that like the parents wanted to have some level of discipline and the child was like, I'm going to go do what I want. So they go and they live like wastefully or stupidly, and then they come back regretfully because it's like, the return of the prodigal child. Somebody who thought they knew better, could live without me and do it, but now you've come back into the fold, basically.
Yeah, I thought the meaning of prodigal was like, I actually don't know.
Okay, well now
I still don't know.
Prodigal means to waste, basically, to spend wastefully
that doesn't
or recklessly.
Make sense, though. I feel like when I say the prodigal son, it's
just explained exactly
the wayward
what
son
that means.
has come back. That's what I mean. That's in my mind. That's what they're thinking. I know what you're saying, but that's what it means to me.
I just explained where that came from.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to keep using my definition.
Okay, that's good. Which is nothing. You don't know what it is.
I know what it means.
No definition.
It means the wayward son who has returned.
No, that's what prodigal son means.
Yeah, the prodigal son. Yeah.
But that's two words, not one.
Yeah, but that's the only way people use it.
Okay.
Who's being like, you're being way too prodigal with your finances? No one. Never. Ever.
Because they don't know the real definition.
Yeah. You're like the loser out there that's like, technically, you're being wasteful.
Yep, I do that. Like when someone says, begs the question, I'm like, don't you actually mean raises the question? I am
True.
that guy. Yeah.
All right. Go. Read this right here. This is a whole thing on screen. Wow, look at it.
I don't have my glasses on, but Destiny's defending genocide. Do you regret fixing that bridge? He said that he's pro-Israel. He literally said on stream he hopes the genocide happens. Yes, I do. Zan told me about that today. Gee, imagine getting your news from Xanderall. Jesus fucking Christ. He's a gross person and hurt so many connections. Oh, and I hurt so many connections trying to fix that bridge. That's cute. So she's like blaming me for all of the bridges that she burned, I guess?
There's not a lot of Israeli influencers out there these days. You're it. That's it. You're at the top of the food chain of defending
I'm going to be
the Jews.
distributing YouTube accounts when I'm in Israel, business cards.
Basically,
Subscribe.
I feel like kind of it's because of me. Really. I have created the greatest Jewish super soldier. If you think
you're
about
take credit for that?
Can I? A little bit? What other name 3 other Jewish people that you've known for more than 5 years? Go.
Mr. Girl, Lav.
You haven't known them for more than 5 years? Neither
I
of
have
those?
known both of them.
You have
They've
not.
been deeply embedded in my lives.
They have not. Not more than 5 years. You're lying. Oh my God, it's just me. I'm the Mossad agent. I really am.
I'm sure there's somebody out there if we think about it. They'll get it in
Esports
chat.
Batman.
Is he really Jewish?
I don't know.
Yes.
I'm guessing.
Okay.
He's a lawyer after all. So probably like 50-50 odds.
Does it kind of I know them for 5 years, but we haven't talked in a long time?
No, because then they're not your friend.
Okay. So Reckful doesn't count?
No.
Okay.
I remember it was TwitchCon 2016, I think, or 2017.
Okay, earlier every year. Yeah, go ahead.
2016 or 2017. We
Okay.
were hanging out and we hung out with Reckful and he had his focal headphones around his neck constantly.
Oh, those $2,500 headphones.
I have the same pair, and it's funny. I have the same headphones, and the band is so shit. The headphones are okay, but I had to go and buy a brand new band because it deteriorates. But anyways, I remember Sushia being wild towards. I don't remember exactly, but it was a crazy situation.
Shit! I remember this.
You do remember?
I
don't.
absolutely
I just remember
remember.
something being wild. Tell me. Tell the chat. It's fine. Sushia, by the way, you're funny. You're a good person. Don't worry about all this. Go ahead. What happened?
Basically, what happened was we were.
We're at a restaurant, right?
Yeah. Okay. So, firstly, there's something you should know about Byron. Okay.
Reckful.
I call him Byron. He's such a close personal friend of mine. Okay.
Me too.
So, Byron
fun
was. Now I know everybody glazes the fuck out of him now because he's himself. So people want to all pretend they were his best friend, and he was the perfect person. Byron was a hugely aspy autistic. Okay.
That is
Unbelievably. So.
He
Okay. One of the most autistic people you could ever be around. Right.
Yeah.
So now there are good sides of this and there were bad sides of this.
mostly bad, to be clear. If you're his friend or even talking with him, he's like super rude,
Some people could deal with it though.
super curt.
I could deal with it. Melina could deal with it. It was
yeah,
funny.
I could
But he would
deal with
lose
it.
his mind when he could deal with when he dealt with people they could deal with. He would lose his mind. Were you there when he fought with Melina over the camera thing?
Yes.
Were you okay? He was like I think he almost started crying by the end of that conversation. It was so.
He was a good guy. Okay. Oh my God.
Yeah, he was a
I
good
feel so
person.
bad
Yeah.
talking about the dead. Like
Why?
this. I don't know.
It's funny.
People
When
would say,
I'm dead, are you going to say things like, "Oh yeah, Steven was never mean to anybody ever"? Like he was one of the most
I don't know.
courteous, least abrasive
I don't
people.
know.
Like always had good matching colors in
Oh
his
my
tops and
God.
bottoms. Like.
Yeah, he always dressed appropriately.
Yeah. So, okay. So, anyway. So, here we go. We're in a restaurant, and Sushia, okay, God bless her soul.
God bless
okay?
her soul.
Are we on good terms or bad terms right now? Do you know?
We're in good terms with Sushia.
Okay, Sushia, God bless her soul.
God
okay?
bless her soul.
So, some people, when you meet them, I don't know why some people do this, but some people kind of like they'll give a lot of verbal responses to things that maybe don't need them. So like you might be in the middle of a story, so I'm like, yeah, and then I went here, and they'll kind of say things like, oh yeah, or like, okay, cool, okay, yeah.
Well, that's active listening. That's what you call it.
Sure, you can call it that, yeah. But I think Sushia had done that for like the 10th or 11th time, and I think Byron turned to her, and Byron was like, you're just like Twitch chat.
You want to go there? I was in it for a second and it was.
What is it? I don't know. Is there a chance that
Oh my god! I want to talk sometime. And it's so annoying. Holy shit!
Oh my god.
I'm about to say what it fucking is.
Okay.
You have to be like, what is it? What is it? What is it?
I thought you guys knew and I was listening.
I can't believe. What am I gonna say about it? What the fuck else am I gonna say? I was about to say what it was. I don't even want to tell you anymore. You look it up. I'm done.
Everyone's cool.
Fuck. Holy shit, dude.
Are you okay right now?
I need to go AFK, dude.
Be careful. Recover. Like you talk just like you're like having a real life Twitch chat, and you're so f***ing annoying, and he just like went the f- off on
That
her.
was the wildest part about this. See, there was a lot of people that really loved Reckful because they saw this. I don't want to. It's not polished, but a different personality.
He was just very honest and authentic, I think.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That's how you see it. But in person, he could be fucking wild.
Which is fun. It's the same thing. He wears his emotions on his
you.
sleeve. Yeah, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not good. Yeah.
Yeah. But he did that. That was the craziest moment in that restaurant. That was the most awkward shit, I think, probably that I experienced within, like, I would say a running, if that was a day, probably 365 degrees days in every direction.
Do you think
forward
so?
and backward.
I felt
That
like
was the most awkward moment.
I feel like the Melina thing was more insane.
When was that? How?
That I don't remember you being there. But
Wait, hold on. What is this? Maybe I'm misremembering.
Okay, I don't know if you were there because I don't know if this was streamed or not. But 8 of us were at some restaurant or something, and Melina takes. So when Melina takes pictures, she would take a lot of pictures or whatever, and she'd look at them afterwards. And Byron decided to share a technique or a thing where he's like, you know that on the iPhone you can take live pictures. When you take the picture, it'll take like 3 seconds of pictures.
Before
so you don't,
yeah.
And Melina's like, well, that's okay. I would just rather take all the pictures. And now Byron is the type of guy where if he suggests something and he thinks it's better than what you're doing now, you absolutely have to do it, or else he's going to lose his shit. So Byron is like, well, no, like you should do this. It's like, it's better. And she's like, well, no, that's okay. I just like taking a lot of pictures. And he's like, there is absolutely no reason for you to take multiple pictures. And she's like, that's okay. I like taking multiple pictures. And he's like, you don't understand. You are f***ing retarded if you continue to do this f***ing thing. It's so stupid that you would fight with me. Like, you understand that I'm objectively correct, that what you're doing is worse in every single possible way. You're not losing any video quality. It is worse. And she's like, that's fine. I don't really care that much. And then he's like, I am never, ever going to help you with anything. If you ever ask me a question about anything ever again, I will never help you with anything. I don't know why you wouldn't. And he was like almost in tears. I think he had to like walk away at the end.
Yeah.
Melina's just like, that's okay. I'm cool. I'm good. And it was hilarious. I've never seen him get so wound up on a thing. Oh my God.
That was a based Melina moment with Reckful being cringe. And you know what's funny is now today.
Yeah.
So I use Google Photos to kind of store my shit, and it's actually the most obnoxious when they're the live photos like that, because it's like starts playing and it's just and also they're bigger in file size. So Reckful was actually objectively wrong. If I could go back in time and change every live photo I have to not be a live photo, I would do it.
I actually super disagree.
Oh, really?
Because there are girls that have sent me things, and then sometimes I go back and look at them, and then I discovered sometimes this was like a whole new world to me.
Sneaky
was
shit.
I opened a thing, and no, it's not sneaky, Lauren De Laguna. Nice try.
Oh.
But I would check the photo, I'd be like, wait a second. Oh my God, there's more to this photo than I realized, and it's actually like a 3-second mini video, and not just a photo. I'm like, wow, I just discovered a whole new thing to So I actually appreciate that.
No, I think it's shit.
Okay.
It's annoying, and also they're bigger in file size as well, and they shit up everything. But for you,
well, also they're bigger in file size.
yeah, Trim, it's a f***ing video versus
You have like a
photo.
terabyte of space on your fucking phone.
Are you retarded? You definitely don't have a terabyte of space on your phone. How much space do you think is on your phone right now?
If I had to guess,
Yeah.
I'd guess a terabyte.
Are you talking about like the space missing from the operating system? What are you getting at here, Dan?
No, Dan always gets the smallest, like 256 gig version of his drives because he's a cheap
I don't.
and he
I
doesn't
use
realize
Google
you can get
Photos.
larger drives.
I don't. I'm curious how much space you have. Go to your settings.
Now I
about
feel
this
like it
phone.
might be
Yeah. Be honest too. Settings.
128, 256, 5. I feel like I get the terabyte version.
I don't even know if there is a terabyte version. But
Their thumb drives have like,
go look. Settings.
How big is a terabyte?
Settings general about this phone.
Well, Dan, what are you getting at? Like the app, like consumption, like how much the
no,
apps
he's talking
take up
about like the
space?
total amount of space available on a phone.
I just think it's a worse experience. At least in Google Photos when I'm going through my shit.
Isn't that defunct?
Debunked. It's not something to
defunct.
What does defunct mean?
I don't even know
Like, isn't that they canceled Google Photos?
No.
What do you mean canceled Google Photos?
Like the way that I don't know, there are different Google software they've released before that they're like, we're not doing this anymore. Like Google Chat for non-business as an app.
God, I'm just so One of the things that I have a problem with is
Go
like,
ahead.
especially as I've debated worldwide famous academics,
Yes.
it's the burden of knowledge. When you just know everything, when you just
You know
when you're just like an expert in every single
Gotcha.
field, 1.02 terabytes. I just have the.
So you're that guy.
I have knowledge
How
of
much did you
all
spend on that
things.
iPhone?
all things.
How much is
technical.
used? That's what I want to know. How much is used?
Don't worry about it. Hey,
That's what I want to know.
if I had to guess,
No, you don't have to guess.
I'm gonna guess.
You can go to storage.
yeah, I know, I will, but I'm gonna guess first. I'm gonna guess I have 2 gigabytes used. maybe,
All right,
maybe 2
settings,
gigabytes.
General about.
While you guys get
Yes.
that, I just want to say, people calling me stupid in chat. Google Photos was discontinued on January 3rd of this
Definitely.
year.
What?
Suck my dick.
What?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Before this application is discontinued on January 3rd, 2024.
Like
users
you're
should-
fucking retarded. It's probably the desktop app. Google Photos is going nowhere.
Oh, I've used about 80 gigabytes. Okay.
80 gigabytes.
Yeah.
Less than 1/10 of what you pay for.
But I'm definitely nowhere close to running out of space. And if some sectors on my flash drive die, then I'll
doesn't
have
work.
redundant sectors.
It does not work that way.
I could raid my own. I could partition and
really?
raid my
You're gonna-
own individual flat. Maybe I will.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know Apple gives you that level of control. to
Oh,
be
they
able to do
don't. I
that.
have jailbroken my phone with my own
Really?
manual firmware that I program
When's the last time
myself.
you were able to jailbreak your iPhone? I actually don't remember.
iOS 7. You believe me, didn't you?
I
have
didn't.
no
I didn't.
fucking-
But I knew you have
absolutely
no idea.
I did
Last
jailbreak my
iOS
iPod. Does that count?
I jailbroke my shit once, and it was sick because you could do some cool shit with it.
Yeah, the iPod jailbreaking was cool too. Yeah.
But when was the last one? Actually,
No idea.
I feel like it's been a fucking minute. I would have to guess. Guess a year.
You could jailbreak, and I would say iOS 7. That's
I don't
my
even know when
guess.
iOS. I'm the year. What's a year?
Probably like 10. No. Probably like 8 years ago. I would say 2015. I feel like I haven't heard about
I think that's good. 2015. I think that's the last time you could.
When could you last jailbreak iPhone?
Also, I was wrong.
Oh no.
I know you were wrong. Like
No, but people say I'm bad faith, but I'll admit, no, it's the archive. The album archive feature was discontinued, not the full Google Photos. I apologize.
Jesus.
it's okay. Lycan, the strongest Palestinian soldier
My God.
is sitting right next to me, and also the strongest Israeli soldier just sitting,
There's so much
coinciding.
power in this room, Dan.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know even how to look this up. The AI is not
Oh,
giving me answers.
ChatGPT.
Yeah, it didn't give me a good answer.
What did it say? Were you using-
An AI overview is not available for this search.
No, you have to use actually
I don't even know how to do that. So
chat.openai.
you don't have to pay for it or something?
I think there's a free version. You do have to create an account though.
I haven't done any of that. So wow. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. So we need to create. Oh my God, we can like outsource stuff. It's the outsourcing time right now.
For what?
All right. So we have right now for anything else the podcast vodcast. That's not really a thing. I realized it's a word, but it's like no one uses it. So we just can call it podcast, even though there's video.
Okay.
We have some branding. You can see it if you go to like anythingelse.gg or if you go to twitter.com /anythingelsegg. But I feel like our logo is not there. Now the question is, do you think that you want to embrace the Miami thing a little bit or not? Because we're still early on. We can do whatever the fuck we want. We could completely change everything.
No, I threw that out as just a random idea for a theming, but I don't feel like we have Miami vibes.
I have Miami vibes. I love
Yeah, but like the type of Miami vibes that people don't want to think about.
what is that, like Fresh and Fit?
Yeah,
Something?
those are like Miami vibes. There are Miami vibes of like retired people that live in Miami, but
Gotcha.
we want like hip Miami vibes.
So what?
But I don't think we have those.
What do you think we're looking for in a logo?
Probably
there's
something
probably-
like fun and cute and simple.
How many designers do you think are out there right now listening to us? You had to guess.
Right, like live right now?
Right now, at this moment.
My guess would be 20.
I would say close to 200.
No shot.
We got this. I'm about to tell you.
You mean like hobbyists or like
No,
actual
I mean
people?
actual graphic designers. I'm going to tell you.
Oh,
Crazy,
graphic designers.
I'm
Oh,
going
I
to tell
don't
you
know.
something crazy, and I don't know why it's the case.
Okay.
Actually, I do know. It's because I'm here. Okay. We have like over 50,000 people watching this right now.
Probably not. We probably have around 12 or 13,000, my guess.
You think that Twitter's just lying like that on the
My
internet?
guess is they probably count like every 10 minutes they do cumulative views or something. So
And it
it's
just
probably
adds
like
up forever.
500 to
And if you
1,000.
streamed for like a
Yep.
million years, you would have 1 billion viewers.
Yep.
I don't think it works that way.
Really? Have the viewership gone down at all as it started?
No, but that's because we get more and more entertaining as we go.
What was the website you gave me? Was it studio.twitter.com or what was the...
Yeah. Shut up, chat. You guys don't know. We definitely have 50,000 people watching us right now. Yeah, so a logo like that. Anyways, we're figuring it out.
Fuck, wait, hold on. What was the website you gave me? Was it studio.twitter.com?
Studio.twitter.com.
This doesn't... Oh, wait, okay. I'll look. Okay.
That is actually the URL.
Okay, well, it doesn't work now, so...
It definitely works.
It gives me like a media studio. I don't know what the fuck this is.
Studio.twitter.com/library.
Yeah, it sends me to /library automatically. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's just giving me weird
And then
shit.
you can click producer at the top.
Oh, that's it. Okay. I'm a fucking retard.
That's okay.
It's not.
All of us have senior moments. We're getting older. You know, if you think about it, with our experienced life, we're more than halfway done with our life. We're 2/3 done with our life. That's a wild thing to think about.
Mm-hmm.
2/3 of our lives are over right now, today, as far as experience time. Probably more than 2/3 if you think about it, at our age. That's a scary fucking feeling.
That's a weird... Okay, I would feel like my life is truly like probably like 1/5 over, or maybe 1/4 over.
Yeah, you're wrong. You're completely wrong in every way. Your life is... You have 1/3 left right now at this point.
Okay.
In experience time.
Okay.
Do you disagree?
Yeah,
and
100%.
Why do you disagree?
First of all, I don't think my life really started until I was probably like around 19 or 20. So I'm already
talking about
axing out.
experience time as far as how long things feel.
Oh, the bullshit metric?
The real metric, the actual
I feel like
matters?
my life feels like it goes by at about the same speed.
Isn't it something about like when you're younger, your production of short-term memory is so efficient that days seem longer?
No, it's
I've
because
never heard that
everything
before.
is brand new for you.
Yeah, that's what I would imagine. But I would say that but my life is still like crazy new shit is happening like all the time. I feel like
It's a new girl every day.
I think my life is like crazy enough that I think that people, it feels like Mr. Girl in Live were like 2 years ago, right?
Was it that long ago?
That's wild. It feels like
Like yesterday.
no, it feels way longer ago. It feels like 10 years ago.
You're retarded.
Okay.
10 years ago?
Yeah, when I think Mr. Girl in Lab, that feels like forever. That was
Okay,
in Israel-Palestine ago. That was how many different like arcs and shit have we gone through since
2014, things that happened. Let's see. This is what you're thinking.
we had a whole Mr. Girl report that took like 7 months?
This is when Robin Williams killed himself.
That feels like a decade ago.
It was literally a decade ago.
actually.
Okay. Then cool. My feeling was right there.
Yeah, but that wasn't when Mr. Girl was fighting with you. It was when Robin Williams killed himself. Okay. 2014. Who else do we have? Obama was president, obviously. That's a long time ago. Do you think Mr. Girl was with you during Obama?
No, but Obama feels like it was 20 years ago.
Okay. I don't know what to make of all of this.
I'm just saying that when you fall into a rhythm and routine, I think that time starts to slip away really quickly. But I think if you're doing a lot of new stuff, I think it feels pretty fresh and it doesn't feel like you're...
Yeah, that could be maybe a little bit true. I still feel like probably 2/3 of my life is over at this point. As far as experience time for me goes by very quickly right now. I mean, I do mostly the same thing every day. I get up, take a shower, and get on the computer, do that. When my kids get home, I spend some time with them, have dinner.
I feel like that song, Fly Like an Eagle.
What is that song? What's the lyrics for that? How's that
The
go?
first thing's like, time keeps on slipping
It does.
into the future. You heard
but
that, right?
that doesn't really. I don't know if that specific.
There it is. He pulled
I
that
don't
up
know.
real quick.
Yeah, I don't know if that specifically pertains
Can you
to
do
what
me a
I'm
big
talking about.
f***ing favor?
What?
Stop f***ing moving that without loosening the screw first. Because eventually what's going to happen is, no, up and down. Because what's going to happen is it's not going to hold the mic anymore. You're doing it right now. And then you're going to be like, oh, why doesn't it work? I'm tightening it over and over again. It's not working.
Do you know why? Because I set this up correctly. Okay. What?
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, he's so mad that I'm fucking with it. All right. Hey, speaking of which, did you know that there's like almost another hour of this podcast that you're not going to see on this YouTube video? If you want to get the full thing, you have to be a Patreon subscriber, which you can do at patreon.com/anything else. You also have very cool things that you get in there, like being able to be on the live show viewer call-ins, suggesting the topics, and like behind the scenes footage. There's some really good stuff there. So yeah, check it out. Some more Patreon exclusive footage, and here is my neighbor's cat ready to get into a fight to the death with Lycan's dog. He's a big pussy though. He's just smelling.
You chill.